This is Justice League issue 0. It is part of 0 Hours Christmas in Time, but nothing from that is even mentioned in the book. So for all intents and purposes, it is not part of 0 Hours Christmas in Time. For starters, the Flask, Wally West, the Flask, he was meant to have died at the start of that crossover, and here he is alive and well, and it is not addressed. This is, however, the start of a new direction for the book. It has got a new writer and a new team. What happened was, in the 80s, they revamped the Justice League as Justice League International, and it was good, it was popular, people liked it. But the writers of that, they left in the early 90s, and DC never really knew what to do with the Justice League after that. They went through 2 different writers who were kind of stuck with the same status quo and most of the characters from Justice League International. And it seemed like DC, they were afraid to abandon that iteration just cause it worked. I mean, there's nothing wrong with some of the stuff from those 2 runs, but they kind of lack that certain touch. It sort of feels like writers writing to editorial mandates. This was kind of like the first time since then that they just completely abandoned the Justice League International setup. I think this was meant to harken back to like the classic Silver Age Justice League, while also being a new team at the same time. So here's the lineup. It's a mixed bag, to be honest. I'll do them clockwise, which is the order of a clock. First, we have got Polaris. She had been in this book pretty consistently since the International run, and in some regards, I guess she is meant to be like a holdover. She is something to maintain that link. So she is fine. She is a nice character. She is pretty. Don't mind her. This one is a new member. He is called Hyperion. He was a member of the Justice Society of Superheroes and the Infiniteers. I think he is also the son of the Pratt. Here is Albino Man. He's actually a long-standing member of the team, but he most prominently was in the International run. And this was also during the 90s, where Ghost Driver was really popular, so they decided to make Albino Man look like him. It's stupid though, I hate it. Here is another international character, and in my opinion, the real dud of this lineup. This is Kabuto. She is French, and she is just not that interesting. Here's the Flask, Wally West. Already talked about him. Classic Justice League member. Not my favourite Flask, but probably my second or third favourite. This is Wonder Woman, another classic member. One of the original members. I've said before, I'm not really into Wonder Woman, but I think she works well on the Justice League. This guy here, though, he is called Obsidian Man, and he is actually one of my favourite DC characters. He is another new member. He used to be in the Justice Society of Superheroes and the Infiniteers as well. He was in the first 2 or 3 issues of Christmas on Infinite Earths too. But I do have a reservation here. I don't like that they have just got 2 members of the Infiniteers as new members. It makes this just look like the Justice League teaming up with them. Stuff like this happens all the time though. I just don't like grabbing 2 characters from another book like they've done here. But Obsidian Man, I really like. He is the son of Green Lanterns, John Scott, my favourite of the Green Lanterns. And lastly, we have got Stephen Hawkman. But this is the 90s, when his backstory and his origin was really, really confused. This isn't the worst team ever. Some good characters, some okay characters, and only really the one that I don't like. We start off the story and the Flask is running around. That is his power, running around, being fast. And he saves a boy from falling off a building. And everybody loves the Flask. One person even says she wants to have his baby, which is a generous offer. Then we have got the Flask in his civilian life as Wally West. And his girlfriend here, she is gorgeous. Like, I am mad into Mrs. Flask here. Like, she is really beautiful. But unfortunately, she is off limits because she is the Flask's girlfriend. What's happened is, the Justice League, they sent out a summons asking for all members and other heroes to join up to form a new Justice League. And the Flask, out of curiosity, he responds to it. He goes to the meeting point and he gets sucked off by the tractor beam. And then we see the Justice League, and this is their new base, their new headquarters. It is a spaceship that they stole off a baddie. And this page here, though, it is bad. It's really bad art. Like, I try to avoid art critiques because I'm not an artist. When I was 10 to about 15, I did want to be a comic book artist. But GCSE art killed any interest I had in drawing. But this is bad. Like, the problem is entirely perspective. It's just so messed up here. I'll give the benefit of the doubt that the Flask is meant to be, like, levitated a bit by the momentum of the tractor beam. But the thing is, Wonder Woman, she is a completely different size to Kabuto and the rest of the team. And at first I thought, well, maybe she is on a platform or a plinth. But on the next page you can see they are all on the same level. It's just bad art, bad perspective. Let's move on anyway. They walk around the new headquarters. They have like a little tour. Then Stephen Hawkman takes off his mask and he has got a different hair colour than he usually has. Meanwhile, in the desert, we see the two members of the Justice Society of Superheroes. They have also responded to the summons as well. Obsidian Man and Hyperion, and they're talking about how they'll probably be turned down by the League and they'll brush them off like they're just members of like the kids team and stuff like that. And then Blue Beetle shows up, and that is peculiar. Blue Beetles wasn't on the cover. So these three, they get sucked off by the tractor beam as well. And the Justice League here, they have got magic seats. And we get some of Kabuto's boring backstory. And then we have got an advert for Weird Science with this woman. The woman of their dreams is now a virtual reality. Weird Science. And that is her there, the woman of their dreams. Not sure if she is my dream woman. I will say she has got great legs. Good skin tone too. But other than that, she's not really my cup of tea. She does really, really good legs though, like really. Like maybe some of the best real life legs I have ever seen. And a skin tone is gorgeous. Like, if I was Frankensteining a woman, I definitely would want these legs. And her skin tone as well, but I don't know if you could Frankenstein and that. Actually, maybe I would just take her, but I would take her head off and put someone else's head on it, like maybe Margaret Roberts. There's an idea, actually. They should do a remake of Weird Science with Margaret Roberts. Like, I know at least 3 people that would watch that. And I tell you what, if you got Margaret Roberts with legs like this and this skin tone, I would watch it too. So you'd have 4 viewers at least. Although I've just thought maybe this skin tone, this perfect skin tone, is actually because of the printing and the paper. And it might not be that nice in the actual thing. I don't know, I've not seen it. I should probably track it down though if it's got these great legs in it. And we've got another thing there. They've got a PC genie who can get them anything they want. Well, that's the last thing you want, a politically correct genie. They're not going to get you anything you want. You'll have to phrase stuff very delicately. The three characters, they've just picked up. They find their way to the main room with the rest of the team. And Kabuto and Wonder Woman, they straight away notice that Blue Beetles is acting strange. And he has gone straight for the computer. Then we have got this bit where the Flask, he almost says that the two Infiniteers are like the kids team. Just like Obsidian Man said he would. And then Kabuto starts flirting with Blue Beetles. And when Blue Beetles doesn't respond, she knows that it's not really him. And he twats her away. And it turns out he is a robot imposter. And the robot, it quickly defeats the Flask, and Albino Man, and Stephen Hawkman, and Wonder Woman, and Polaris. I mean, they're really getting beat by this robot. This robot that doesn't even have a name. It's never appeared before. And it's just making minced meat out of them. This is nominally the bit in the story where it would show the two new members saving the day and proving their worth to the team. So Hyperion and Obsidian Man, they rush in. And if you look there at Hyperion's chest, that is really annoying, that art error there. His chest is coloured the colour of the wall behind it. And it really annoys us, that. Obsidian Man, he uses his shadow powers to try and short-circuit the robot. And then Hyperion starts fighting it. And then they get beat as well. This is a really bad decision, this. This isn't a good showing for the team at all. And I am convinced that there is a page missing here. Because here, all the Justice League get up and they confront the robot. And then on the next page, it is just over. The threat is gone. The robot is defeated. And we never see that. I do like this bit though with Obsidian Man. He's blaming himself and he has been defeatist. And the Flask says, "You saved the day, pal." And then down here we have got Polaris. She is thinking, Hyperion, huh? Young, healthy, great attitude, not too hard on the eyes. Could he be the one? Should I ask him? No, not yet. I think she fancies him. And so we end, and this is the new team here. Except this story makes it hard to take them seriously because they all just lost a fight dead easily to nobody. And we end with people looking up at the sky at the ship and they're like, yay, the Justice League. This comic is a bit confused. It is not ideal to kick off a new team with them being shown to be so ineffective. But the team itself is fine. It's an interesting mix of characters, and really only the one that I don't like. Unfortunately, this comic is written by a convicted paedophile. That completely ruins it.